Lady Bulldog Softball on AM 990 and 93.7 FM KSVP and online at ksvptv.com.
The payoff pitch swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air to deep left center. That one could be gone, and it is, as Caden Apodaca will park that one to deep left center. Blasted it through the wind and hits the one-out solo home run to left to break the tie, and Artesia will take the 1-0 lead.
Bulldog Sports on KSVP AM and FM and at ksvptv.com is presented by Abo Empire, Amigo Machinery, Artesia Animal Clinic, Artesia Credit Union, Artesia Ford Sales, Artesia General Hospital, Artesia Historical Museum, Artesia Plumbing and Heating, Big O Tires of Carlsbad, Bob Reed Pest Control, Kane Electric Supply, Carlsbad Ford, City of Artesia Police Department, Central Valley Electric Cooperative, Needs Incorporated, Devon Energy, Eddy County DWI, Edge Safety, Eastern New Mexico University Portales, and ENMU Roswell, Faith Baptist Church, Ben's Country Market, Forest Tire of Artesia and Carlsbad, Guy Chevrolet, H&R Block of Artesia, Hermosa Church of Christ, Hawker & Son, Incredible Printing, J&J Home Care, J.S. Ward, KC Light Tower, KFC, La Fonda, Lois Oliver Real Estate, Los Agaves Restaurant, Mac Energy, Moppin & Brown Dentistry, Nels Floral, Pecos Valley Equipment, Pressure Services, Smile Expressions, Spur Energy Production, Tate Branch of Artesia, Turpinning & Son, Trustmark Roofing, Western Bank, and Wilbanks LLC. Now, on to the action.
La Fonda Restaurant in Artesia has always been known for its great atmosphere and even better food. Well, now you can come in and enjoy a delicious meal with a glass of beer or wine. Come see our full beverage menu today. Don't forget about our lunch buffet with lots of sweets, and we cater too. Come see us now for all upcoming parties and events. The Perkins family invites your family to come in and enjoy a meal with us. La Fonda Restaurant, proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
H&R Block of Artesia is proud to be a member of the community and a sponsor of Artesia Bulldog Sports. At H&R Block, tax time is all the time. They offer year-round assistance for personal or business needs. From simple tax questions to bookkeeping, payroll services, and more. You can trust the team at H&R Block to be there when you need them most. Stop by 502 West Texas Suite A in Artesia or call 746-3456 to schedule an appointment. H&R Block, proud to support Bulldog Sports. Se habla español.
The Eastern New Mexico University System is proud to present One Eastern Day, sponsored by J.P. Stone Community Bank, Thursday, May 1st, 4 to 9 p.m. on the campus of ENMU Roswell. Come join ENMU for a family fun night featuring food trucks, inflatables, face painting, info booths, and live music by Roswell's own Grupo Maldad from 7 to 9 p.m. Bring the whole family out on May 1st to ENMU Roswell and join us for One Eastern Day. Visit roswell.enmu.edu for more information. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
Get great service with Pressure Services. Pressure Services LLC specializes in hydrovac, vacuum trucks, kill trucks, sandblasting and coating, and roustabouts. The Bulldogs are champions on and off the field, and Pressure Services LLC are your champions when it comes to dependable, accountable, and efficient service. When you need it right, Pressure Services will be there for you. Pressure Services LLC, 575-736-1047. Go Bulldogs!
Hey Artesia Bulldog fans, are you ready to unleash the spirit of victory this season? Tate Branch Auto Group is proud to stand alongside the Bulldogs as they charge onto the field, court, and track. Just like our commitment to delivering top-notch vehicles and service, your dedication and passion for the Bulldogs inspire us every day. Visit Tate Branch Auto Group today, either in person or online, because when it comes to supporting the Bulldogs, we're all in. Tate Branch Auto Group, revving up the Bulldog pride. Go Bulldogs!
The Artesia Police Department wants to remind you to lock up your vehicles, take your keys with you, and never leave valuables in your vehicle. If you're looking for a rewarding career in law enforcement, the Artesia Police Department is looking for you. The department is currently hiring certified and uncertified officers. Take advantage of a great retirement plan, paid leave, and medical benefits. Apply in person, online, or call 575-746-5000 for more information. The Artesia Police Department is an equal opportunity employer. And please always remember, don't drink and drive.
Dean's Inc. of Artesia provides a superior choice for all your electrification, communication, and supply needs with a vision to be the premier industrial electrical service provider in New Mexico and West Texas, providing unparalleled quality in supplies and service with highly skilled and conscious personnel. We pledge to our customers to exhibit the utmost in integrity and reputation while providing superior quality in all we do. Dean's Inc., located at 409 Commerce Road or online at deansinc.com.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Lady Bulldogs softball here on KSVP. And we've got Doc Elder standing by to bring you tonight's doubleheader from Portales, New Mexico, where the Artesia Lady Bulldogs at 6-1 will be taking on the Lady Rams, who are at 0-6. Artesia gets a couple wins tonight. They should lock up District 4-4A going into Selection Sunday coming up this weekend. Lovington, meanwhile, is in Roswell tonight, taking on the Goddard Lady Rockets. Lovington at 4-2, Goddard at 3-4. Goddard hoping for a couple of upset wins and maybe second place in district. And by the way, Lovington and Portales will still have to meet tomorrow or Saturday to conclude a game that was suspended due to lightning last Friday night. That's why Lovington is 4-2. Portales is 0-6. That game, the Portales Lady Rams were leading in the bottom of the fifth inning, 6-3. So we'll see what happens. There's a baseball game tonight, a couple of baseball games tonight in district, as the Bulldogs are at Goddard for a single game tonight. That'll be on KSVPTV.com. You can watch it there, as well as Lovington and Portales playing in Portales tonight. Tomorrow, double headers. Portales will be at Lovington, and Artesia will be hosting Goddard. That's tomorrow night, radio and TV on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. Doc Elder standing by for the play-by-play. We'll get you to Doc in just a moment. Thanks for listening here on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Hey, Robert, I'm your designated driver tonight. Pick you up at 7.
Sober driving today keeps others alive tomorrow. Designated driver. Never drink, then drive.
This message from the Eddy County DWI program.
Looking for professional window tinting services? Look no further than Reliable Tint in Artesia. Located at 1502 South 1st Street, they specialize in auto and residential window tinting, as well as glass replacement for windshields, side and rear glass. But that's not all. They now offer advanced technology, rock chip, and crack repair, ensuring your vehicle stays in top shape. Open Monday through Saturday, Reliable Tint is here for all of your tinting and glass needs. Call them today, 575-616-9163. Reliable Tint in Artesia, where quality meets reliability.
RE/MAX Axiom, located in the heart of downtown Artesia at 402 West Main, Suite D and E, is staffed with certified, full-service professional brokers. Whether you're buying or selling a home, the professionals at RE/MAX Axiom will lead you through every step of the process. Visit their website, remaxnmaxiom.com, or call 575-255-0111 to speak with a licensed broker. RE/MAX, voted the most trusted name in real estate, and RE/MAX Axiom are proud supporters of our community and all Bulldog activities. We have a big name, but a small town feel. We rise by lifting others.
Hawker & Sons of Artesia, a company specializing in excavation and construction, is proud to support and provide construction services to the people and businesses of Eddy County and the surrounding area. With their expert knowledge of the industry, Hawker & Sons is well equipped to offer top-level service and professionalism to all oil field businesses, commercial and private parties with excavation and construction needs. Call Hawker & Sons today at 575-365-3175 or visit their website at hawkerandsons.com. Go Bulldogs!
Looking to buy or sell a home in Artesia? Trust the team that knows this town best. Lois Oliver Real Estate. With years of local experience and a dedicated group of expert agents, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Whether you're finding the perfect place for your family or getting the best value when it's time to sell, Lois Oliver Real Estate is your hometown advantage. Visit LoisOliverRealEstate.com and let's get started today, because no one knows Artesia like we do, and we love it here.
Are you ready to succeed? At ENMU Roswell, they cater to your educational needs. Their dedicated facilities and faculties provide you with an exceptional learning experience. From academic programs to behavioral sciences, business, health education, or technical education, ENMU Roswell offers a wide variety of certifications and degree programs designed to take your education and experience to the next level. Register now on campus or online at roswell.enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. Success starts here.
Smile Expressions in Artesia encourages you to treat your teeth to a spring cleaning. You'll have healthier teeth and gums, fresher breath, and brighter teeth. Plus, you'll be reducing risk for dental problems and improving your overall health. To schedule your dental spring cleaning, call Smile Expressions 575-746-1900 or request an appointment from our website, artesiadentist.com. Quality dental care, hometown comfort. That's Smile Expressions in Artesia.
Did you know almost 75% of the time we're replacing a roof, something totally weird or unexpected or bizarre happens? Jennifer here again from Trustmark Roofing, and I want you to know that we are always prepared for the unexpected. That's why we always have project superintendent on site at your home at all times to handle those weird, bizarre things as they pop up. Things like an unexpected layer of wood shake shingles under your shingles, or rotted out decking boards, problems with flashing or ridges, or missing supplies that somebody needs to chase down. These are the kinds of problems that normally grind the crews from other roofing companies to a halt and delay the project. But not with our super awesome superintendent there. He's equipped to handle any problem and keep the project moving along smoothly. Just one more way we do things better at Trustmark Roofing. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball. My name is Doc Elder. I am broadcasting live from the Portales High School softball field where the Artesia Lady Bulldogs are just getting set to play a district doubleheader against the host Portales Lady Rams. I am a history professor at Eastern New Mexico University. I therefore believe that there is value that you can learn things from studying the past. And looking at the past, Artesia would definitely on paper be the favorite going into this contest because the last time these two teams played, Artesia got the shutout victory, 9-0, the final score. But it's a different day. It is the home field for the Portales Lady Rams, so I assume the Lady Rams are going to come out and give Artesia all that they can offer. And it is a beautiful day. A couple of weeks ago, I was asked to broadcast a baseball game for the Artesia Bulldogs against the Portales Rams. That was a really windy day with the wind blowing straight in from right field. Not a very pleasant day to play baseball. Just the opposite here in Portales, New Mexico today. It is a beautiful day. Game time temperature probably 75 degrees. There is a little bit of a breeze, but not really enough to even make the American flag or the flag of New Mexico stand out at any sort of angle. So perfect conditions. If the wind is blowing, it is blowing slightly out to right field. It's a brand new softball field for the Portales Lady Rams this year. If any of you have ever been to Portales, they played on a field that was natural grass, all dirt infield, and was located very close to the junior high. Well, this field is artificial grass in the outfield. It's the synthetic dirt in the infield, and it is a beautiful facility. I would rate this probably on a par with the facility that the Eastern New Mexico University Greyhound women's softball team plays. The only exception is that the fence at Greyhound Field is padded. It's a wire fence, so if girls go running back and they try to make an over-the-shoulder catch and they run into the fence, it's going to sting a little bit more than it would at Greyhound Field. But outside of that, this would be a field that any Division II college would be happy to have. The Artesia Lady Bulldogs will be wearing their visiting orange uniforms. The Portales Lady Rams will be wearing their whites. We are going to introduce the starting lineups for the various squads, and they have not given me a lineup. So I'm just going to have to, as they come up to the plate, I'm going to have to give you the name of the Lady Bulldogs. I'm going to have to do the same thing. It's a beautiful press box, but it is, here's a good college word for you, it's a bifurcated press box where the scoreboard operator, the public address announcer, and the person that runs the music are in one booth, and I'm in another booth, which is basically reserved for broadcasters if they do show up. And the door is closed between us, so I have not been made privy to the batting orders. I'll just give them to you as we go. Now the Portales Lady Rams are going to be introduced. So it looks like Miley Banda will be getting the start tonight. I would assume that if you follow Artesia sports, you probably follow the Artesia Lady Bulldog basketball team, in addition to following Artesia Lady Bulldog softball. And you know that the Portales Lady Rams went through the district this year a perfect 6-0, and then they won the district championship. So they were really, really good in basketball, and there are a few of the young ladies that played for Coach Wade Fraze that are in uniform to play softball. We are ready for the Star Spangled Banner, so I'm going to send it back to the station for 2 minutes of commercials. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Hi, this is Danny Kirkendall with Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. We're celebrating 100 years in business here on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia, and we invite you to come see us for your new Chevy GMC or a just perfect pre-owned vehicle. Our GM certified team is ready to assist you, so give us a call at 575-746-3551 or visit us online at guychevy.com.
Guy Chevrolet celebrating 100 years at the corner of 1st and Main in downtown Artesia.
The Artesia Historical Museum and Arts Center now has their very own website. Visit artesiamuseum.org to stay up to date on events and exhibits. Look through historical photos of Artesia, submit research requests, and more. For information, please call 575-748-7345. Stop by the Artesia Historical Museum and Arts Center at 505 West Richardson Avenue or online at artesiamuseum.org. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 4. This ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Incredible in Artesia is open for business, ready to give you the hometown quality and customer service you know and love. Georgia and her team specialize in in-house design for quality custom business cards at a competitive price. From scanning to desktop publishing, if you need it, they can do it. On Main Street across from the Derek Floor statue in downtown Artesia. For all your printing needs, think Incredible.
Mac Energy Company is working to develop today's energy with tomorrow's technology. Technological advances in recent years have presented new possibilities for exploration. We strive to utilize these advances and stay abreast of innovative technology to ensure that our company is a forerunner in the quest for energy for many years to come. But more importantly, Mac Energy Corporation is committed to being an advocate of the communities around us. We invest in community initiatives that focus on youth, education, and innovative projects that address local issues. To learn more about Mac Energy, our affiliates, and our commitment to our youth and communities, visit us at mec.com.
We're back. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from the Portales softball field, where the Lady Bulldogs are just getting set to open up a doubleheader against the Portales Lady Rams. For the Portales Lady Rams, they're going to start on the mound Miley Banda. She is a senior. She was a 4-year starter for Wade Fraze in basketball. She actually got selected to play in the state all-star game, so a really, really good basketball player. I will be the first to admit that I have not seen the Lady Rams play softball this year, so I have no idea what sort of effectiveness she's going to have on the bump, as the expression goes. But at any rate, she is the starting pitcher. She's the lefty, and she will be facing the leadoff hitter for Artesia. I'll try and get the young lady's name here in a sec. There is a fastball that's going to be in there for a called strike. So it looks like leading off is Catherine Marquez. She is a freshman. And she waits for a pitch, and she's going to smack one. That's going to be in for a base hit. Yep, just went with a pitch, and she's going to try and stretch it for a double. The ball gets away. That's going to allow her to advance at least to third base. So give Marquez a double. And then an error on the throw will move her over to third base. So even before I could write her name in the scoring column, she got herself a base hit. This is going to bring up Cambry Collins. She's a senior. And she is a left-handed batter. Very upright batting stance. Holds the bat up by her left ear. She's going to look at a pitch that's going to be down low for ball one. Playing Collins to hit the other way, the center fielder is shading her about 10 steps over to left center field. Band end of the windup, and there's a pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike. Collins thought it was a little bit inside and moved out of the box, but the umpire said, nope, that was over the plate. So the count evens up at 1 apiece. And end of the windup. And that is going to be a perfectly executed bunt. I don't think they're going to get her. No, they are not. So Collins, bunting for a base hit, gets the first RBI of the day. And Artesia jumps out to a quick 1-0 lead. Yeah, that was, if you wanted a textbook on where to put a bunt, that was it. This is going to bring up Apodaca. She's a right-handed batter. Bats from a crouch, lags the bat up by her right ear, and she's going to look at a pitch, and that's going to be in there for called strike. So the inning started off with a double, a hustle double by Marquez, a bunt single by Collins. And there's a changeup. The runner is going to head on down to second base. So, Banda looking in for the sign. There's a pop-up, and that is just going to be out of play. This is kind of standard dimensions for a softball field. The old Portales softball field had hardly any foul territory. This has a little bit of foul territory. And so that ball is going to drift out of play. And into the windup, that ball is going to be popped up in the infield, and that should be caught, and that is going to be caught. So Apodaca retired for out number one. And looks like that's going to bring up another right-handed batter. This looks like Rodriguez, Kinsley Rodriguez. He's a senior. And she is going to hammer one down the left field line, but that's going to be foul. Yeah, even dimensions here at Portales Field. Sometimes you can find ball fields where one field, the fence is further than the other field, but not here in Portales. There's the pitch that's going to be hit up the middle. They're going to go over to first base, and the ball is going to be dropped, and that is going to allow another run to score. So I don't know if you give the error to Banda on the throw. The throw was a little bit high. I mean, it hit the first baseman in her glove. I think you probably have to give the error to Banda for the throw. But at any rate, the score is now 2-0 in favor of Artesia. And still no out. One out, I'm sorry. There's a change-up, and that was a beauty. This is number 14, Jenna Whitmire. She's a junior. There's a pitch, and that is another changeup, and the count is now 0-2. 2-0 Artesia here, top of the first inning. Banda looks in for the sign. Senior comes to plate. That is a check swing, and that is the second out. So technically not a called strike, but Whitmire was trying to stop her swing, but had gone too far. So now 2 outs, runner at first base. Banda looks in for the sign. There's the fastball. That's going to be outside. This is number 12, Tessa Yates. Is a senior. I wonder if she has anything to do with Yates Petroleum down there on Artesia. There's a fastball, and that's going to miss outside. 2-0 count here with 2 outs. 2 runs across, top of the first inning. Banda. Changeup, that's going to be hit to the shortstop. Throws over to first base, and that is a good dig by the first baseman. Totally redeemed herself on that. So for Artesia, they get 2 runs on 2 hits. There were 2 errors and 1 player left on base after a half an inning. It's 2-0 in favor of Artesia. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Attention sports fans! Come explore Carlsbad Ford's huge inventory, from sleek sedans to rugged trucks. Carlsbad Ford has a huge variety of vehicles to fit your lifestyle. The best cars, the best trucks. Come find out why Carlsbad Ford is the best in southeastern New Mexico. Oh, yeah! At Carlsbad Ford Lincoln, their team is dedicated to helping you find the perfect vehicle with the best offers available. Carlsbad Ford, 2802 West Pierce, a proud supporter of high school sports.
Devon Energy is now hiring in the Permian Basin. As one of the country's largest independent producers of oil and natural gas, we have exciting opportunities for people with a variety of skills and experience. We're looking for people in the Artesia community who work with integrity, dedication, and innovation. Seize this opportunity for competitive pay and comprehensive benefits. Start your career with Devon Energy today. Apply at careers.devonenergy.com. Devon Energy. Commitment runs deep. Go Bulldogs.
We're back. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from Portales, where the Lady Rams come out to bat in the bottom of the first inning. And it's kind of interesting. The leadoff batter, in other words, the number 1 hitter, is also number 1 defensively for Artesia. If you know that the way that defensive positions are numbered, the pitcher is number 1, and that would be Catherine Marquez. And she is also facing, and this is interesting, I just realized, Miley Banda is leading off, so she's number 1 in the order. She's also number, so you got pitchers batting leadoff. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And Banda's going to look at a fastball, and that is in there for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. Banda throws left. She also bats left. Marquez to the plate, and that is going to be a tailing fastball that Banda swung right over the top of. And so the count goes to 2 apiece. Playing Bandit hit the opposite way. The center fielder is shading her towards left center field. There's the 2-2 offering, and that is going to be a little bit low. And so Banda has run the count full. Marquez into the windup. There's a pitch that's going to be popped up. That's going to be a tough play. But the shortstop is going to say, I got it, and she does. And so Banda retired for out number 1. That is going to bring up Angel Ornelas. And here again, for those of you that follow Lady Bulldog basketball, you're going to know the name Angel Ornelas because she was the starting point guard for Portales for 3 years. And, of course, that means she was part of the district champion Lady Rams basketball team. And interestingly enough, I'm a history professor at Eastern. I teach dual enrollment, which, of course, I'm sure you're aware is where high school students can take a college class and have it count as a college class and a high school class. And Miley Banda and Angel Ornelas were both students of mine. So I have broadcast now their softball, and I've had them in class. I also broadcast a bunch of their basketball games. 2-1 count, Marquez into the windup, and there's a fastball up and in, swung on and missed. And the count is evened up at 2 apiece. Marquez staked to a quick 2-0 lead. And there's going to be another pop-up, and this time the left fielder says, this one is mine. Makes the catch. As I said, the wind is actually blowing in slightly, and so that just kept pushing the ball further towards home plate. But the left fielder was quick enough to get to the ball, and so 2 up and 2 down. And that's going to bring up Lujan, and Lujan is going to look at a pitch for a strike. Analia Lujan, guess what? She was part of the basketball team that won the district championship. And she's going to smack one into left field for a base hit. So the Rams get their first hit of the game. Third baseman made a valiant effort, but couldn't haul that in. This is going to bring up Addison Mayberry. She was not a starter, but she was a sub on the basketball team. So the first 4 batters for Portales, all dual sport athletes. Mayberry's going to look a pitch up and out of the zone for ball 1. Had a brother who played football for Portales High and now is a part of the Eastern New Mexico University Greyhound football squad. There's a pitch, and that's going to be on the inside corner. Evens up the count 1 apiece. Zane Mayberry was his name. So I guess their kids go from A to Z, Addison to Zane. There's a little looper, and that's going to be out of the reach of the catcher. So Marquez way ahead in the count, 1-2. Let's see if she goes right after Mayberry or tries to nibble a little bit. Marquez into the windup, and she just goes right after her and swung on and missed. So for Portales, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 player left on base. The score is 2-0. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Check out the Cinco de Mayo savings this week at Ben's Country Market in Artesia. Select varieties of Julio Salsa are $2.98 each, and select varieties of Tres Leche style K-Cups are $3.49 each. In produce, Roma tomatoes are 99 cents a pound, and large Hass avocados are 2 for $3. In the meat department, pork baby back ribs are $2.77 a pound, and family packs of fryer drumsticks are just 87 cents a pound. These are just some of the Cinco de Mayo savings this week at Ben's Country Market in Artesia. With a deep heritage in oil and gas, Abo Empire is focused on safe and effective energy development in New Mexico. We will continue to make strategic investments in this industry to promote the economic and environmental well-being of our company, our partners, and our communities. We are continuing the Yates tradition. From John Yates Jr., Cynthia Yates Price, and their families, we are your partners in the community and proud supporters of Artesia Bulldog and Lady Bulldog sports.
We're back. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. My name is Doc Elder. I am broadcasting live from the Portales softball field, where we were going into the top of the second inning. The Artesia Lady Bulldogs with a 2-0 lead. And I'll flip over the page and we'll take a look at who is coming up to bat for Artesia. I got a board out by the name of Jeff, and he was telling me that Addison Mayberry's parents both went to Artesia High School and graduated class of 97. Small world. All right, well, that is going to bring up Hammond. Jade Hammond, she is a freshman. And she is going to smack one deep, long run, and that is going to be a foul ball. There's a blind spot for me down the left field line. The dugout blocks my field of vision. And so it looked like the left fielder might have a chance to haul that in, but couldn't corral the ball, so just simply a strike for young Ms. Hammond. Bats from a crouch, and she is going to chop one foul at the plate. I'll tell you what, Miley Banda, the pitcher for Portales, she throws strikes. Now watch, she'll throw like 8 balls in a row, but so far, she has not thrown many pitches that have been out of the strike zone. And then, sure enough, I jinxed her. So, see if Miley can regain her composure, or Hammond will leave up the count. Well, there is a ball that's going to be chopped foul. And so the count remains 1-2. Playing Hammond pretty much straight away, a little bit of shading towards left center field, so a slight shift by the center fielder. There's a changeup, and that's going to be fouled out of play. Banda's changeup is very effective because it's thrown off exactly the same motion as her fastball. Who was the absolute, I'd say probably Yu Darvish was generally regarded as the major league pitcher who had the best motion in terms of every pitch looked exactly the same until the ball came out of his hand. Hammond fouls another pitch off, so the count remains 1-2. Top of the second inning, 2-0 in favor of Artesia. There is a fastball that's going to miss high, and the count evens up at 2 apiece. Well, the wind has started to pick up here in Portales, and it is pretty much now blowing from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole. There's a ball that's going to be popped up. This should be Banda calling for it, and Banda makes the catch herself. So Hammond retired for out number 1. And that is going to bring up Janessa Rodriguez. She is a senior. Right-handed batter. Pretty upright batting stance. And she's going to swing right through a fastball for strike 1. Playing Rodriguez pretty much straight away. There's a changeup, and that is going to be a check swing, and that's going to cost her. So, she is behind in the count 0-2. Steps out of the box, has a little talk with herself. Now she's back in. Let's see if Banda goes right after her. went with a fastball and tried to make her chase, and Rodriguez disciplined enough to stay off that pitch. Banda into the windup, and there's a ball that's going to be chopped. That's going to be a tough play for the shortstop, but she makes the step and throws. Yep, good job. I think that is Ornelas, but I could be wrong. Let me see. That would make sense. Pretty good athlete. So 2 up and 2 down. And there's a changeup that's going to miss outside. This is number 23, Charisma Molina. She is a senior. And a changeup, and that's going to be high, and all of a sudden, behind in the count is Ms. Banda. And there is a little looper. That's going to be a tough play, but the third baseman makes a nice running catch. So no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base after 1.5. It is 2-0 Artesia. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Sometimes that dog barking is an Artesia Bulldog preparing for victory. Most of the time, however, it's probably just the family pet asking for attention. Artesia Animal Clinic provides a full range of services for just about any size pet or animal. Our new clinic has been expanded to provide better quality of care, including an in-house laboratory, radiology, surgery, herd health, and more. So the next time your pet looks like they could use some extra care, come by Artesia Animal Clinic in our newly remodeled and expanded facility at 110 West Mahone Drive.
Unlock the power of effective financial control with First American Bank's wide range of products to help you manage the inflow and the outflow of your cash while gaining efficiency and maximizing profitability. Plus, with robust security measures available through our treasury management products, you'll have greater peace of mind knowing you have taken steps to protect your money. Let us be your partner in growth and success, because when you succeed, we do too. First American Bank, your local first community bank since 1903. Member FDIC.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from Portales, where the Portales Lady Rams are up to bat. Gloria Terrazas is up, the first non-basketball player for Portales. Everybody else, the first 4 batters, all played basketball for Portales, were part of the district championship team, but not young Ms. Terrazas. She's a right-handed batter, very upright batting stance. Marquez comes to the plate, throws a fastball right by her, and the count goes to 1-2. Marquez, all business out there on the mound. Comes to plate, and that is going to be a fastball up, and Terrazas swings right through it. So back-to-back strikeouts for Marquez, one to finish the bottom of the first and one to start the top of the second. Marquez to the plate, and this is number 9. This is Lizette Gomez. Gomez swings right over a fastball, so she is behind in the count 0-1. Playing her pretty much straight away. There's a check swing. Did they say that she stopped her swing in time? They did. So the count evens up at 1 apiece. There's a ball that's going to be chopped right back to the pitcher. It throws over to first base, and Gomez retired for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down. And that is going to bring up Anetsi Acosta. She is actually one of my students right now. She has taken my history 1110 dual enrollment. young lady. Looks at a pitch for a called strike. Into the windup, and that pitch is going to hit Acosta. And so, kind of interesting, last inning for Portales, they got a base runner with 2 outs. Well, they got a base runner with 2 outs in this inning. And this is going to bring up Ruth Espinoza. Right-handed batter. Marquez to the plate, fastball swung on and missed. And so the count is 0-1. We're at the bottom of the second inning, 2-0 in favor of Artesia if you're just joining us. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And if I'm Marquez, I throw that same pitch just about 2 inches higher, trying to make her chase. And that is exactly what she did, but Espinosa stayed off the pitch, so the count goes to 1-2. Yeah, now the wind's definitely blowing from left foul pole to right, and there's a swing and a miss. And so for the Lady Rams, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 player left on base after 2 complete. It is 2-0 Artesia. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
At First Church Artesia, we proclaim Christ as King over all. Located at 4th and Grand, we're a family exalting His reign in every corner of life, work, home, and community. Join us Sundays at 10:45 a.m. for reverent, family-integrated worship and Bible preaching that transforms. From Artesia streets to your soul, it's all of Christ for all of life. Visit artesiareform.com or find us on Facebook. First Church Artesia, His kingdom rules.
Interested in being an electric lineman? Central Valley Electric Cooperative is hosting a lineman camp May 29th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the CVE office at 1403 North 13th Street in Artesia. Camp is open to ages 17 to 22. Come spend the day with CVE linemen and learn about electricity and perform hands-on activities. Lunch will be provided. For more information and to register, visit cvecoop.org or call 575-746-3571. See if you have what it takes to be an electric lineman on May 29th at CVE's Lineman Camp. We hope to see you there.
We're back. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from the Portales Lady Rams softball field, where the Artesia Lady Bulldogs take a 2-0 lead into the top of the 3rd inning. Top of the order, and that's going to be a ball that's going to be hammered to left field, but the left fielder makes a nice running catch. That was Marquez. And Marquez got a lot of it, but not quite enough with the wind blowing the way that it is right now. So she's retired for out number 1. And that is going to bring up Collins. Collins bunted for a base hit her first time. Left-handed batter, and that makes sense. You're a left-handed batter, you're a step and a half closer to first base than righties are. And she's going to look at a pitch, and that's going to be over the outside corner for a strike. Collins back into the box. A senior. And she is going to smack a ball, and that is going to be right over the second baseman's glove, and Collins is going to stretch that into a double. So Collins pulled the ball, and she is now a perfect 2 for 2. Runner in scoring position for the Bulldogs, and that's going to bring up Apodaca. Apodaca popped up to short her first time, so she's 0 for 1 in game 1 of this doubleheader. Molly Banda looking in for the sign. And there's the fastball, and that's going to tail juice outside. They are definitely playing her to pull. Left center field is where the center fielder is stationing herself. And she's going to chop one foul towards the Artesia dugout. I don't know why we call them dugouts, because back in the day they were dug out, and you would actually step down into a dugout. But now know, they're all at field level, but old terminology. There's a ball that's going to be hammered, and that is going to be foul. Goes into the gravel area between the fence and the parking lot. So Banda ahead in the count 1-2. One out here, top of the third inning, 2-0 Artesia. There's a ball, and that's going to be hit foul. That's going to go out into the parking lot. I tried to position my car so that it would not be plunked by an errant foul ball. Umpire needs to get a couple of balls. So now we're ready to go. Runner at second base, one out. Apodaca the batter. Banda to the plate. That is going to be pulled. Third baseman over to first base. Now that is going to be Collins trying to get over to third base, and she does. So Apodaca is retired 5-3. But Collins moves over to third base, and of course, there are many more ways you can score from third base than from first base, or from second base. So that was a good base running decision on the part of Collins. So now Rodriguez coming up to the dish, and she's going to chop one foul, and that is going to be a fair ball. And that is going to be a stand-up double for Rodriguez. I mean, it was right down the third base line. And so Artesia increases their lead to 3-0. Runner in scoring position, and that is going to bring up Jenna Whitmire. I understand her mother is listening. Your daughter the first time. Strikeout swinging, and she is going to look at a pitch down low for ball one. Listed as a utility player. That means you can play a number of different positions. And there's going to be a ball that is going to be off the glove of the shortstop. I am going to give her a base hit. That would have required Angel Ornelas to make a Derek Jeter play to try and throw out. So let's give Ms. Whitmire a single and give her an RBI. And Artesia now has doubled their lead. They were leading 2-0. Now they're up 4-0. And there's a line drive up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Didn't even get a chance to tell you that was Yates that came up to the dish. But Yates singled. And that is going to bring up Hammond. Hammond popped out to Banda her first time. So she's officially 0 for 1. Yeah, the inning started out with kind of a harbinger of what was to come. Boy, they are really playing Hammond to pull. And she is going to swing right through a fastball. It started out with Marquez drilling one, but the left fielder made a good running over-the-shoulder catch. But then it was a double, then a ground out, then a double, then a single, then a single. And there is going to be a ball that's going to be chopped foul, and Banda way ahead in the count. Or, looking at it from Hammond's standpoint, Hammond way behind in the count. But you get the drift. Miley Banda. There is a fastball, and that is going to be a called strike 3. And so for the Bulldogs, they got 2 runs, and they got them on 4 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on base. After 2.5, it is 4-0 in favor of Artesia. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldogs softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Family owned and operated for 4 generations. Forest Tire is here to service all your tire needs day and night. With your busy travel schedule, what you need is a tire that can keep up, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire with an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety you expect. You can lose track of time and focus on what really matters. For all your tire needs, brakes and alignments too, Forest Tire Company is a friend you can always count on. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
You drove the miles and your tires are done. Got to shop the best prices under the sun at Big O. Big O Tires.
Shop top brand tires with the lowest tire price guarantee and visit your locally owned Big O Tires. Now through May 26th, get $80 to $120 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Nexen, Nitto, or Sumitomo brand tires with installation purchase. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldogs softball on KSBP and KSBPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from the Portella softball field. Bottom of 3, Artesia up 4-0. And for the Lady Rams, the number 9 hitter, this is Maria Lujan. Lujan bats from a crouch. And she's going to look at a fastball, and that's in there for a strike. And the count evens up at 1 apiece. Lujan steps out of the box, has a look at her cheat sheet. Back in the old day, you used to give signs by flashing signals. Now you just give a number, and that's how you relay signals. Pitch is low, and so Lujan ahead in the count 2-1. Marquez. There's a fastball, and that's going to miss high. And Lujan, 1 pitch away from getting on base the easy way. Here's the 3-1 offering, and that is going to be down low. And it is leadoff walk for Portellus. So Portellus breaks the trend. They had the runner get on base with 2 outs. Now they get the runner on base with nobody out, and that's going to bring up Miley Banda. Banda popped out to short her first time. She's 0 for 1. And she's going to swing right through a fastball. Marquez has good pop on her fastball. If she's only a freshman, that is going to be tough for the rest of the district for the next 4 years. And there's a pitch that's going to get away, and that is going to let Lujan get down to second base. So the Rams have their first runner in scoring position of the day. Artesia up by a score of 4-0. There's a change-up and a beauty for a called strike. Miley has some practice swings. Gets back into the box. Marquez. That ball is going to be hammered right at first baseman. Then they're going to try and throw out Lujan at third base, but she's able to advance. So Banda is retired 3 unassisted. And that is going to bring up Angel Ornelas. Ornelas flew out to the left fielder for the first time. There's a fastball up and out. The left fielder actually caught the ball right where the shortstop was, but she had been calling it the whole way. The wind kept drifting the ball back towards the infield. There was a fastball swung on and missed. Ornelas mad at herself because she knows that was up and out of the zone. So that fastball up looks very, very inviting. And there's a little looper, and that's going to be a base hit, and the Rams have their first run of the day. Ornelas just went with the pitch, looped it over the second baseman's head, and so The Rams pick up a run, and that's going to bring up Lujan. And Lujan is going to look at a pitch. That's going to be out of the zone, I believe. Lujan singled her first time, so she's 1 for 1 on the day. Lujan's going to have a little conversation with head coach Nathan Dodge. Nathan, an administrator at Portales. They don't usually have administrators coach. There's a fastball, and that is going to miss outside. And Lujan had an account. Yep, the inning started out with a walk to Marissa Lujan, and there's a line drive that is going to be foul. You can see where they bat Lujan in the 3 spot for Portales. She's got quick hands. It's quick through the zone, as the expression goes. There's a ball that's going to get away, and that's going to allow Ornelas to get into scoring position. I think we would probably rule that to be a wild pitch. So Lujan had the count 2-1. I'm sorry, 3-1. And there's a fastball that's going to be in there for a strike. And so the count, I think it should be full. Yeah, there it is. There's a ball that's going to be hit right by the shortstop. Solid base hit for Lujan. And the Lady Rams have a runner at third base. That's going to bring up Mayberry. Mayberry struck out her first time. So the Rams gave up 2 runs in the top of the 3rd inning. They got one of those back here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Addison Mayberry, the sophomore, coming up to bat. Bats from a crouch. Marquez into the windup. There's a fastball, and they're going to try to throw behind the runner at third base, but Ornelas got back in safely. 4-1 here, bottom of 3. Game 1 of a doubleheader between district rivals Portales and Artesia. There's a fastball that's going to be up and out of the zone. Mayray looks at her cheat sheet, steps back into the box, and the Portales faked the bunt. Now they're going to throw, and they are going to try to get the runner at second base. The Artesia coach is going to call time and is going to ask for an appeal. So what happened was that Mayberry squared around the bunt. The runner on first base, Lujan, broke for second. They threw to the pitcher, and then the pitcher turned around to throw to the shortstop covering. It was a close play. The Artesia faithful thought that the throw had beaten the runner. But the umpire is explaining that the young lady slid under the tag, and so 2 runners in scoring position for Portales. And Mayberry way ahead in the count, 3-0. Or are they going to say that one of those was a strike? Because Mayberry had squared around as if to bunt. Not really because she was going to bunt, but just as a decoy. Yeah, so they are going to say that that was a strike. And Mayberry swings and misses at a pitch. What Artesia wants right here is what's called a non-productive out. In other words, an out that does not produce any offensive advantage for Portales. There's a ball that's going to be fouled out of play. and it's a full count. Obviously, Portales is saying if Mayberry does hit into an out, they want it to be a productive out, like a ground ball that'll score the run. And the correct answer is non-productive out, as Mayberry strikes out for a second time today. We're looking at a called third strike. So 2 down now, and that's going to bring up Terrazas. Terrazas also struck out her first time, and she's going to swing right through a fastball. Runners at second and third. 2 outs now for the Rams, bottom of 3. And there's a pitch, and that's going to miss upstairs. Terrazas bats far back in the box, very upright batting stance. And she's going to swing right through a fastball that had a little bit of a break to it. And there is going to be a throw that's going to try to pick off the runner at second base. It's going to go into the outfield. I think that scores the run. Yeah. So Ornelas scores, and then Lujan is thrown out trying to advance. So if you're scoring at home, that goes 8-5. So for the Rams, they do get a couple of runs, and they get them on 2 hits. There was 1 error and nobody left on base. So after 3 complete, it is 4-2. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Hi Artesia, Cambria here from your local KFC and Taco Bell. And boy, do I have some amazing Tuesday deals for you. If you're grabbing a quick bite for yourself, you gotta try our country fried steak meal. This includes our delicious home-style country fried steak patty served with mashed potatoes and white gravy, creamy coleslaw, and a buttermilk biscuit, all just for $4.99. Looking to feed the whole fam? We got you covered. Try our $20 meal deal. This includes 8 pieces of all dark meat chicken, large mashed potatoes and gravy, a large coleslaw, and 4 buttermilk biscuits. As always, it's great to be a Bulldog, and we hope to see you soon at your local KFC and Taco Bell.
This is the time of year we can get all 4 seasons in just one day. Hi, this is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company. 1 minute you're sweating in the sun, and the next minute you've got slush in your shoes. But that's winter in Roswell, and after 127 years, we're starting to get used to it. It's too early to plant very much, but you can fertilize pecan trees, spray for dandelions, order your bees, and pick up a new seed catalog. So come see us at Roswell Seed. Like Jim Gill would say, enjoy the warm days, but don't go far from the fire.
We're back, and just as we are, Marquez is up to bat. This is General Janessa Rodriguez that's up to bat. Swings and misses at a pitch. She's 0 for 1 on the day. She popped up her first time to the shortstop. So Artesia got 2 runs in the top of the 3rd inning, but then the Portales Lady Rams got 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd, and that's why we have a 4-2 score here. Top of 4. There is a changeup that's going to be swung on and missed. Mila Banda, starting pitch for Portales, left-hander. Looking in for the sign. There's the changeup that's going to be fouled out of play. And the count remains 1-2. They are really pulling Rodriguez to pull. I mean, for those of you that have ever played slow pitch softball and you know where the rover plays, well, that's where the center fielder is playing right now. And there's a ball that's going to be popped up. I think that's going to drift out of play. It does. Third baseman for the Portales Lady Rams, Artesia Acosta, gave it a little bit of look, but wasn't worth a while. So the count remains 1-2. banded to the plate. That is going to be hit in the air. The right fielder is going to call it, and the right fielder hauls it in. So Rodriguez retired for out number 1. And that is going to bring up Molina. Charisma Molina. She popped out to the third baseman her first time. And she is going to pop up again. Second baseman drops the ball, though. So that was a pop-up. Second baseman just had it hit right under the glove and bounced right out. So instead of 2 outs and nobody on, now there is 1 out, runner on first base, and that is going to bring up Catherine Marquez. Marquez doubled her first time and got robbed of an extra base hit. I think we're going to have a pinch runner. We are. That's going to be number 10, Janae Molina, coming in. She's a sophomore. So Marquez has practice swing. And she's ready to go. But we are not ready to go because the umpire was over informing the Portales dugout of the substitution. And to the lineup, Banda comes to the plate, and that's going to be scorched out to left center field. But the center fielder makes a great running catch. Wow. It looked like Marquez was going to have extra bases on that one. But the center fielder made a great over-the-shoulder running catch. So Marquez has hit the ball hard 3 times, but good defensive plays by the left fielder and the center fielder for Portales mean that instead of being 3 for 3, she's 1 for 3. That's going to bring up Collins. Collins bunted for a base hit and then doubled, and so she is 2 for 2. And it comes to the plate. That's going to be hit the opposite way. Left fielder is going to make the catch, and that is all she wrote for Artesia. So for Artesia, no runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 1 player left on base. After 3.5, it is 4-2. Let's send it back for 60. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSBP and KSBPTV.com.
Wilbanks LLC and Wilbanks Trucking Services LLC has over 37 years of experience from 1987 to 2025 in the Permian Basin oil and gas industry. Wilbanks recently divested out of the rig moving operations to focus exclusively on providing crane services to support the growing demand in the basin. Wilbanks continues to provide quality, expert, and performance-based services to a multitude of customers. With a fleet ranging from 60-ton to 350-ton cranes and locations in Hobbs, Artesia, and Odessa, Texas, we hope that you will consider our team for projects ranging from plant builds, compressor sets, to general site build. Please call us at 575-746-6318 to find out what we can do for you. Wilbanks LLC, your regional expert in the crane world.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldogs Softball on KSBP and KSBPTV.com. I'm Doc Hilder, broadcasting live from the Portales High School softball field, where we are into the bottom of the 4th inning. Artesia with a 4-2 lead. And for Portales, Terrazas comes up to bat again. She was up to bat in the bottom of the 3rd when Artesia tried to pick the runner off at second base, threw the ball in the outfield, allowed the runner from 3rd to score, but then when the runner going back into second base got up and tried to advance to 3rd, the center fielder threw her out. So that is why Terrazas is back up to bat here, and she's got a count of 1 apiece. Marquez on for a fourth inning of work. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Now the count goes to 1-2. Terrazas struck out her first time. And to the windup, there is a pitch that's going to be way up and out of the zone. The count goes 2 apiece. The wind blowing even harder here than it was earlier. It is definitely a stiff breeze. And there's a pitch that's going to be outside. The breeze is blowing, as far as I can determine, looking at the flags, it's blowing from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole. There's a fastball, and that's going to miss. And for a second straight inning, the Rams get the leadoff runner on, courtesy of a walk. It's going to bring up Lizette Gomez. Gomez bounced back to the pitcher. See, a little bit of a discussion between Coach Dodge and Gomez. And there's a pitch, and that is going to be inside for ball one. I think Portales wants a pinch runner. Let's see. That is indeed what they are going to do. And the pinch runner looks to be, not really sure. I honestly, it's listed as number 2, but I don't have number 2 on my roster, so not sure who that pinch runner is. Maybe somebody that got brought up from the JV. Now the umpire is going to have to go over and explain that to Artesia. Okay, I think we're all good. So, Gomez, let's see if she's asked to lay down a bunt, perhaps. Marquez. Yep, I knew it. Great bunt, and they're going to get the runner out at first base. So I wondered, after all that, if that was going to be the strategy, and kudos to Doc Elder for knowing a little bit of softball, knowing that that was the smart thing to do. That's going to bring up Artesia Acosta. She got plunked by a pitcher first time, so she's officially still 0 for 0. Hit by pitch does not count as an official at bat. Acosta was going to do what we call the slash, which is where you square around to bunt, and then you take the barrel of the bat back and you swing. But she decided that that ball was out of the zone, but it was not. And so she simply took the pitch for a strike, then she takes the next pitch for a ball. So the count is 1 apiece, runner in scoring position here at bottom of the 4th. Portales trailing, and there is going to be a swing and a miss at a pitch up and out of the zone by Acosta. There again, she tried the slash. She squared around. She's not going to do that this time. And she's going to look at a pitch, and that's going to be off the plate. Count evens up at 2 apiece. Two count, 1 out here, bottom of the 4th. There's a pitch, and that is going to be swung on and missed, and Acosta strikes out. So 2 outs now, runner in scoring position, and that's going to bring up Espinoza. Espinoza struck out her first time. Marquez to the plate, and that is going to be low for a ball. Catcher momentarily couldn't find the ball, but finally she secured it before the runner on second base could advance. Inning started out with Terrazas drawing a walk, bunted over at second base, then Acosta struck out. Marquez has been pretty effective, did give up 2 runs in the third. There's a fastball, and that's going to be in there for a strike. And the count goes to 2-1. Playing Espinosa straight away, not playing her very deep. And there's a pitch, and that is going to be off the plate. And count has gone 3-1. Game 1 of a doubleheader, district style. There's a ball that's going to be swung on and missed, and the count has gone full. And there's the full count pitch, and that is going to be a called strike 3. So for Portales, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 player left on base after 4 complete. It is 4-2 in favor of Artesia. Let's set it back for a 60. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Artesia High School Bulldog Sports is made possible thanks to Buckhorn Production, LLC. Founded in 2021, Buckhorn Production, LLC operates over 200 wells in the Permian Basin. Like the Artesia Bulldogs, Buckhorn Production, LLC strives for excellence in all of our operations. We encourage all of our employees to be great members of our community and encourage you to join them in supporting all of our athletes, students, teachers, and administrators. Buckhorn Production, LLC, proud to support the Artesia Bulldogs.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground, moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever, and enjoying the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand what this feels like, you just have to get in the seat.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from the Portales softball field, where we are heading into the top of the 5th inning. It is 4-2 in favor of Artesia. I think there was a change. I think maybe the Lady Rams did a re-entry. And for Artesia, this is going to be Apodaca coming up, if memory serves me. I'll look that up in just a sec. There's a ball that's going to be hammered into the gap in left center field. Nice job by the left fielder of limiting that to 1 hit and 1 base. But yeah, Apodaca just jumped on the first pitch and lined it into the gap. So leadoff runner on for Artesia. And that is going to bring up Rodriguez. There are 2 Rodriguezes that are in the starting lineup for Artesia. There's a changeup that's going to miss high. This Rodriguez is Kinsley Rodriguez. She popped up to Banda her first time, doubled her second time. And she is going to slap one foul down the third baseline. And the count evens up at 1 apiece. Yep, the wind continuing to blow. If you were a left-handed hitter, you'd love this wind. And there's a ground ball. That's going to be a base hit. So back-to-back singles to start out the top of the 5th inning for Artesia. Runner in scoring position, and that is going to bring up Whitmire. Whitmire struck out her first time, but got a base hit her second time, so she's 1 for 2. Let's see if she's going to be asked to sacrifice here. might want to get 2 runners in scoring position. Yep, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And she is going to beat it out. So I had a feeling that that was exactly what the strategy was going to call for, and that's exactly what Artesia did. And Whitmire laid down the bunt so skillfully that Portales was not able to throw her out at first base. So give her an infield hit and load up the bases with Lady Bulldogs for Yates. And she's going to chop one down the third baseline, and that is going to be too late. If the third baseman had come up with the ball cleanly, she would have thrown the runner out at the plate. But the ball bounced off her glove, and by the time she picked it up and threw to the plate, the runner was already across the plate. So I hate to say it, but I think you have to give an error on that play, because that literally hit her right in the glove. That's going to get a conference on the mound as Artesia has extended the lead back to 3. Artesia led 2-0, then they led 3-0, then they led 4-0, and then they led 4-1, and then 4-2, and now they lead 5-2. I think Coach Dodge, the Portales head coach, is just trying to settle down Amanda and say, "You're okay," and just keep throwing strikes. That's going to bring up Hammond. Hammond popped out to the pitcher her first time and struck out looking her second time. So she's looking for her first hit. Okay, the conference on the mound is over. Next time Coach Dodge comes out, he's got to take out his pitcher. Those are the rules of the game. So here is Jade Hammond, the freshman. So 2 of the starters for Artesia today are true freshmen. There's a changeup that's going to be hit down the third baseline and foul. So, Hammond behind in the count 0-1. Myla Banda on for her 5th inning work for Portales. Left-hander into the windup. There's the ball. It's going to be hit to the shortstop. They're going to get a run at the plate. So, good job by Ornelas of recognizing that she could get a force out at the plate. So the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring up Rodriguez. This is Janessa Rodriguez, and she's going to look at a changeup for a strike. Janessa grounded out her first time and got robbed by the left fielder her second time. So she's 0 for 2. And there's a ball. That was probably ball 1, but Rodriguez thought she could drive a pitch up and out and fouled it out of play. So she's behind in the count 0-2. Banda. Change up, and that's going to be ripped into the gap. That is going to score. They're going to try and go to third base, and they're going to try and put the tag on. They do not succeed. So I think you probably give Rodriguez a single on that. She advanced to second on the throw. And so let's see. Trying to figure out who scored. All right. Think we're good. So the score is now 7-2. Still only 1 out here in the 5th inning. Banda looks in for the sign. Changeup swung on and missed. So Molina came into the game as a pinch runner, and she actually, let me get this straight, and she skies one. That's probably going to be deep enough to score a run. And the ball dropped by the left fielder. I mean, the ball just popped right out of her glove. That's a couple of plays for Portales where they've had outfielders that, or fielders that have just not been able to secure the ball. So that's going to score another run. And that will bring up the pitcher for Artesia, Katrin Marquez. Marquez on the day is officially only 1 for 3, but she has hit the ball hard all 3 times. There's a pitch that's going to be up and out of the zone. Now, you might think that they'd pitch carefully to Marquez, but Collins has hit the ball hard 3 times, so you're not really going to get to an easier batter. There's a changeup. That's going to be hit in the air. That is going to be the shortstop hauling it in, so that is a non-productive out. That's exactly what Portales wanted in that situation. And that is going to bring up the aforementioned Collins. Collins singled, got a bunt base hit for a single, then doubled, and then hit the ball hard, but was retired by a nice running catch by the Portales left fielder. There's a slider that's going to miss, so the score is 8-2 in favor of Artesia now. Artesia with 4 runs so far. They're in the top of the 5th. And there's a ball that's going to be fouled out of play into the Portales bullpen. So the count evens up at 1 apiece with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Banda drives Collins off the plate with an inside pitch. And now the wind is picked back up again. When it kind of died off a little bit, but now it's picked up. It's a stiff breeze here. There's a changeup. That's going to miss high. And Collins 1 pitch away from getting on base the easy way. Beginning of the day, there was no wind whatsoever. But the breeze all of a sudden picked up. There's a changeup, and that is going to be in there for a strike. And so the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of 5, 8-2 in favor of Artesia. Changeup, and that's going to be hit out to center field, and the center fielder is going to haul it in. So for Artesia, they do get 4 runs in that inning, and they do so on 4 hits. There was 1 error and 2 runners left on base after 4.5. The score is now 8-2. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Did you know that God values relationships? At Faith Baptist Church, we exist to begin, build, and broaden a relationship with God and with others. We want a relationship with God through faith in His Son, Jesus Christ, as our Savior. And we also want a relationship with others in a healthy biblical community. Come join us as we strive together to go from where we are to where God wants us to be. 10:30 on Sunday mornings and 6:15 on Wednesday evenings.
401 South 20th in Artesia or visit fbcartesia.com.
KCLT is the leader in surface rental equipment and customer service throughout the Permian Basin. With yards in Artesia and Monahans, Texas, you can count on KCLT to work 24/7, 7 days a week. Their professional mechanics are always out in the field and are Dort certified. KCLT is there to make sure your site is ready when you are ready and can certify your man lift and forklift operators on site or in our yards. Save KCLT in your contacts, 575-308-8647. Surface rental equipment all in one place. KCLT, helping you keep America running. Proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldogs softball on KSBP and KSBPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from the Portales softball field, where the Portales Lady Rams are coming up to bat in the bottom of the fifth inning. Artesia now leads by their biggest margin of the day. They have a 6-run advantage, 8-2. And it'll be Lujan coming up to bat for Portales. They have 2 Luhans on the squad. This is Maria Lujan. Drew a walk her first time, so she's officially 0 for 0. There are 3 things you can do that do not count as an official at bat. If you get walked, get hit by a pitch, or if you execute a sacrifice. And Lujan, way ahead in the count here, she's up 2-0. And then there was a conversation. The third baseman for Artesia came in, had a little talk with her freshman pitcher, and that seemed to settle her down as she threw Lujan a strike. And Lujan's going to pop one up. I don't think the first baseman's got to play it. Nope, it clunks off the top of the Portales dugout. And so, count is even up at 2 apiece. 8-2 here, bottom of 5. Game 1 of a doubleheader. And there's a changeup, and that's going to miss high. And the count is run full. Catherine Marquez. And that is going to be another walk for Lujan. And that is going to bring up Miley Banda. Banda popped up to short her first time and bounced out to the first baseman unassisted. There's a changeup, but that's going to be in there for a strike. Pointed out earlier in the broadcast, Miley was a 3-year starter for Portales in basketball. He's going to loop on that. It's going to be a tough play, but I think the left fielder's got a beat on it, and she does. And Banda retired for out number 1. That is going to bring up Angel Ornelas. Ornelas popped out her first time, singled her second time, so she is 1 for 2. Marquez to the plate, and that is going to be in there for a strike. That was a good breaking pitch. Ornelas, one of my former students, as I pointed out. There is a swing and a miss. And so, Ornelas behind in the count, 0-2. Marquez to the plate. That ball is going to be popped up, and the center fielder has a beat, and she is going to haul it in. So 2 straight fly outs by Portales means that there's a runner on first base, but now 2 outs. And that is going to bring up Maria Lujan. I'm sorry, going to bring up Analia Lujan. Right-handed batter. Bats with a crouch. And she is going to hit one. If that's fair, that's a home run. And they are going to say that is foul. Yeah, she turned on that pitch. And Lujan, not surprisingly, is the best hitter for the Rams today. She is 2 for 2. Right behind in the count, 0-1. Marquez looking in for the sign. Lujan thought she was taking too long, asked for time, steps up, has a few practice hacks. And there was some sort of a stoppage of play there. Marquez was ready to pitch, but the umpire was not ready. So she had to stop her windup. Now we're ready. And there's a ground ball. Third baseman makes a great stop, throws over to first base, and gets her by a step. So for the Lady Rams, no runs, no hits, no errors, one player left on base after 5 complete. It is 8-2 Artesia. Let us send it back for a 60. You're listening to Lady Bulldogs Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
KCLT is the leader in surface rental equipment and customer service throughout the Permian Basin. With yards in Artesia and Monahans, Texas, you can count on KCLT to work 24/7, 7 days a week. Their professional mechanics are always out in the field and are Dorch certified. KCLT is there to make sure your site is ready when you are ready and can certify your man lift and forklift operators on site or in our yards. Save KCLT in your contacts, 575-308-8647. Surface rental equipment all in one place. KCLT, helping you keep America running. Proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs.
At Artesia Ford Sales, we're doing something big. It's employee pricing for everyone. That's right, you pay what we pay on a wide selection of new Ford vehicles. From the tough American-made F-150 to the versatile Explorer, you're getting unbeatable deals on vehicles built right here in the USA. We've proudly served families like yours in Artesia and the surrounding area for many years. And now we're saying thank you the best way we know how, with real savings. Hurry into Artesia Ford Sales, where family, fairness, and Ford come first.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldogs Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from the Portales Lady Rams softball field. We are heading into the top of the 6th inning. Artesia with a comfortable 6-run lead. And I think, let me see, this is going to be Apodaca. Yep, Apodaca led off the 5th inning, and she's leading off the 6th inning. And she's going to scald a line drive foul down the third baseline. Apodaca on the day popped up, grounded out, and singled. So she's 1 for 3. Apodaca adjusts her jersey, steps into the box. They're really playing her to pull. And there's a ball that's going to be chopped in the hole, and that is going to be a base hit. Apodaca is going to be content just with a single. So back-to-back appearances and back-to-back innings. She has base hits. And that is going to bring up Kinsley Rodriguez. Rodriguez, one of the many seniors in the starting lineup. And she's going to look at a changeup that's going to be in there for a strike. Rodriguez popped up her first time, doubled her second time, and singled last time. And she's going to lift one that is going to be hauled in by Ornelas. Ornelas made a nice running backhanded catch to rob her of a base hit. So that is going to bring up Whitmire. Whitmire struck out her first time, singled her second time, singled her third time. So she is 2 for 3 on the day. Artesia up by a score of 8-2. And there's a line drive. If that's fair, it is troubled. And it's about 2 feet foul. So the left fielder retrieves the ball, tosses it back in, and we're ready to go. And there's a foul ball at the plate. And good sportsmanship on the part of young Ms. Whitmire. She went to retrieve the ball and just throw it back to Miley Banda. Banda, left-hander, in her 6th inning of work. And there's the ball that's going to be chopped down the third baseline, and that is going to be foul. Got a couple of birds that are flying around here at Portales Field. If you've ever seen the movie Major League 2, Serrano hits a bird with a batted ball and then is into his Buddhist phase, and so he goes to shelter the bird and is tagged out. Now, those birds are brave. I mean, they're flying right across the field there. There's a pitch up and out at the zone, and the count goes to 1-2. Panda looks in for the sign. Change up, and that is going to get away from the catcher. And that allows Rodriguez to move, Apodaca to move into scoring position. So the count is evened up on Whitmire. Bats with a crouch. And she is going to pop one sky high. That's going to be a tough play. Center fielder hauls it in. Good running catch. And now there are 2 outs with a runner on second base. That's going to bring up Yates. Yates grounded out her first time, singled her second time, and then reached on an error her last time. There's a changeup, and Yates is going to lay off it. Tessa Yates, a senior. Bats to the crouch. And she is going to line one into left field. They're probably going to hold the runner at the plate or at the third base. They do, and Yates alertly takes second base as the throw overshot the cutoff person. So you've got runners in scoring position for Artesia, and that's going to bring up Hammond. Hammond popped up her first time, struck out her second time, and then bounced out to the third baseman. There's a pitch that's going to be up and out of the zone. Got another bird flying across the field. Wow. Brave birds. And why did they come out right now? It's not quite sundown. There's a changeup, and that's going to miss inside. Miley Bandit trying to pitch out of a jam here in the top of the 6th inning with her team trailing 8-2 to Artesia. There's a ball that's going to be nubbed right in front of the plate. There's a throw down to first base. Nice play by Mayberry. And so for Artesia, they get no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 players left on base after 5.5. It is 8-2 in favor of Artesia. Let's send it back for a 60. You are listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Edge Safety and Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for roustabout crew and a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screening. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 2801 North Freeman in Artesia. Edge Safety and Services is an equal opportunity employer.
When was the last time a bank asked you about your needs or your goals? When you're a member of Artesia Credit Union, you get to use your money for something more important than fees and finance charges. You get to use your money for you. Membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Become a member of Artesia Credit Union today and see what your partners can do for you. North 5th Street in Artesia or online at artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSBP and KSBPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from the Portales Rams softball field. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning, and the young lady who made the good defensive play to end the top of the sixth inning, Addison Mabry, coming up to lead off here in the bottom of the sixth. Mabry is going to have a hack at a pitch and come up empty. Mabry struck out swinging her first time, struck out looking last time, so she's officially 0 for 2. There's a fastball that's going to tail up and out of the zone. And the count is evened up at 1 apiece. Well, this game will go the 7 innings. There's the fastball on the outside corner, and that's going to be a called strike. Mabry has a little talk with herself as the bird goes flying right across the field. I mean, goes right by the shortstop. I mean, she just gives it a look. There's a ball that's going to be hammered down the third base line and foul. Yeah, the Artesia shortstop, all of a sudden there's this bird like 2 feet from her shoulder, and she's like, this a vampire? No, not a vampire. I'm okay. But that is just remarkably brave on the part of the bird to be flying around a baseball field or a softball field. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's going to go all the way back to the backstop. And so the count evens up at 2 apiece. Game 1 of a doubleheader, district style. Artesia Lady Bulldogs up by 6 here in the 6th. And there's the ball that's going to be shot right up the middle, and Mabry has her first hit of the day. Leadoff single here in the 6th inning. And that's going to bring up Terrazas. Terrazas struck out her first time, drew a walk her second time. And let's see, do we have a courtesy runner? No, we do not. Yes, now we do have a courtesy runner. Not sure who the runner is. I've not seen her jersey. Okay. They're stopping play to indicate that there is a pinch runner in the game. Artesia Lady Bulldogs saying duly noted. Marquez to the plate. That's going to be trouble. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Terrazas hit one that just went right over the head of the first baseman. And as soon as I saw the trajectory of the ball, I knew that if that was fair, that was a base hit. So back-to-back singles to start out the bottom of the 6th inning for Portales. Brings up Gomez. Gomez swings right through a fastball. Gomez bounced back to the pitch for her first time, laid down a perfect sacrifice bunt her second time, so she's officially 0 for 1. There's a ball that's going to be swung on and missed, and Gomez behind in the count 0-2. Marquez comes to plate, and that is going to be swung on and missed, so 3 straight fastballs, and Gomez retired for out number 1. It's going to bring up Acosta. Acosta got hit by a pitch her first time, struck out her second time. So she's officially 0 for 1. And she's going to swing right through a fastball. So Marquez, after giving up back-to-back singles to Mabra and Terrazas, has thrown 4 straight strikes. And there's a ball that's going to be fouled back into the screen. And that's one of my students, taking my dual enrollment class even as we speak. And she learned check swing, and that would have been a base hit. I mean, she just stopped her swing, and the ball came off the barrel of the pad, going right down the right field line. But it kept drifting. I think it would have been foul anyway, but the fact that the wind is blowing in that direction certainly helped propel it out of the field of play. And so now the count is 0-2. And there is a check swing. That's going to be low. I couldn't believe it. A bird just landed like right in front of the third baseman and just stayed there for a second. And there was a swing and a miss, and Marquez, after giving up 2 straight singles, has recorded 2 straight strikeouts. And that is going to bring up a pinch hitter for the Portales Lady Rams. It's a young lady by the name of Dossie Cordova that's coming up to bat. She is going to pinch hit for Espinoza. I believe Cordova's grandfather used to be the head basketball coach here in Portales. If I understand her lineage correctly, her grandfather is Scott Parker. I believe her mother was Brooke Parker. But at any rate, it's not like it would possibly be the only person named Cordova in Portales, New Mexico. But I think I'm on pretty solid ground with that. So Cordova pinch hitting for Espinoza. Cordova, right-handed batter. Marquez to the plate. That's a fastball. That's going to be in there. No, actually, I thought that was a strike, but the umpire did not indicate that, so it is a ball. Cordova ahead in the count, 1-0. And there's a ball that's going to be shot right up the middle, a base hit. But they are not going to be able to send the runner. I mean, Cordova just smacked that ball right up the middle so hard that runner on second base, I think, would have been out. A good throw would have clearly gotten her. So you don't want the last out of an inning to take place at a home plate. So I think that was a wise decision by Coach Dodge. She's going to bring up Lujan. Lujan has walked both times today. And she's going to look at a pitch that is going to be up and out at the zone. Unfortunately, Cordova, as she went back into first base, she maybe jammed her foot. She is down on the ground, and she is being tended to right now. Now Cordova is sitting up. So I think they are going to have to put in a pinch runner for her. They're trying to determine that. So now the umpires are having some sort of a conversation. Must be about what type of a pinch running situation this would be. But Cordova came in as a pinch hitter, got the base hit, and now is having to come off the field. Yeah, she came back into the base. They tried to throw behind her, and so she came back in and reached with her foot to plant it on the base, and as she did, she jammed her ankle or twisted her ankle. But yeah, so now this is going to be Janae Molina that's going to come in. But I'm not sure how this works because Molina came into the game already. So I'm not sure if she could go back into the game as a pinch runner. The problem for Portales is they don't exactly have a lot of players on the roster. So I'm not sure. They're having a big discussion. This is like a meeting of the United Nations Security Council out there. I think they're going to allow it. I think they're going to say that because Cordova got hurt and obviously can't continue, that they would allow somebody to enter the game as a sub and then re-enter the game as a sub. But all I can tell you is the Rams have 3 base hits here in the bottom of the 6th inning and have loaded up the bases. So it's been either or for Artesia's starting pitcher, Marquez. Either she gives up a base hit or she gets a strikeout. She's struck out 2, but she's given up 3 singles. She gets a strikeout. Inning is over, no harm done. Gives up a 4th base hit. Then the Rams have cut into this 6-run deficit. So Maria Lujan up to bat, as we pointed out. She has walked twice here today. And she's going to look at a fastball that's in there for a strike. Lujan listed at 5 feet. She's not 5 feet tall. She's maybe 4'10". And she's going to swing, and she is going to foul tip a ball. So she's behind in the count 0-2. Catherine Marquez trying to shut down the Rams. And there's a pitch that's going to be up and out of the zone. Marquez into the windup. There's a pitch, and that is going to be called strike 3. And so the inning does end, and for the Rams, no runs on 3 hits, no errors, 3 runners left on base after 6 complete. It is 8-2 in favor of Artesia. Let's send her back for a 60. You're listening to Lady Bulldogs Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Hi, this is Danny Kirkendall with Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. We're celebrating 100 years in business here on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia, and we invite you to come see us for your new Chevy, GMC, or a just perfect pre-owned vehicle. Our GM certified team is ready to assist you, so give us a call at 575-746-3551 or visit us online at guychevy.com.
Guy Chevrolet celebrating 100 years at the corner of 1st and Main in downtown Artesia.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
We're back. You're listening to Lady Bulldogs Softball on KSBP and KSBPTV.com. I'm Doc Hilder, broadcasting live from Portales Rams softball field, where the Artesia Lady Bulldogs are coming up in the top of the 7th inning. They lead by a score of 8-2, and for them, it is going to be the bottom of the order. Got some sort of a change for Artesia. I think this is Janessa Rodriguez who's coming up to bat. So that much has not changed. Oh, I see. Okay, I think I know what it is. I think they're putting Molina back into the game. Charisma Molina had given way to a pinch runner. Yep, so we've got Janessa Rodriguez, senior, is going to be leading off. Rodriguez on the day grounded out to short, flew out to left, and got a base hit, so she's 1 for 3 here in game 1 of the doubleheader. A little bit of a discussion here, and I think we're good to go. Umpire having a brief discussion with the Portales coach, make sure everybody understands what's going on here. So Miley Banda on for a 7th inning of work. Miley comes to the plate. That's going to be outside for ball 1. And Miley has given up 8 runs, been kind of victimized. Portales has made 3 errors here. There is a ball that's going to be lined into center field for a base hit. So Rodriguez starts things off here in the top of the 7th inning with a solid base hit. Her second hit of the day. That's going to bring back up Molina. Molina popped up her first time and popped out her second time. There was a fastball for a strike. Playing her pretty deep in left field. And she's going to foul one straight back into the screen. Well, the wind still blowing here in Portales, but not as much as it was about 20 minutes ago. There's a pitch that's going to be down in the dirt. Nice stop by Mayberry. Banda. Getting ready to throw. There's a changeup, and that got Molina. So Molina chases a pitch that was definitely a drop ball, as the expression goes. So 1 out, runner on first base, and that brings up the top of the order, Marquez. Marquez has hit the ball in the air 4 times. And she swings through a changeup. 3 of the times she's hit the ball has been caught. But once she dropped in a double, so she is 1 for 4. There's a pitch that's going to be down low. And the runner on first base, Rodriguez, had really strayed off the base. If Mabry had been able to pick that ball up and throw to first base, they might have had a legitimate chance at the pickoff, but we're not able to do that. There's a ball that's going to be hit in the air, and the center fielder is going to haul that in. And like I said, Marquez, she elevates the ball, just 4 times elevated the ball into the glove of Portales defenders. So that's going to bring up Collins. Collins singled, laid down a beautiful bunt for a base hit, doubled, flew out to left, and flew out to center. She got robbed by the center fielder. Center fielder for Portales made a great over-the-shoulder backhanded catch. Looks at a pitch for a called strike. There's a ball that's going to be right at the third baseman. So Collins hit the ball sharply, but right at the third baseman. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. After 6.5, the score is 8-2 in favor of Artesia. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldogs softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
It's a great time to buy a Kubota. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs. Get your perfect match delivered to your door now through June 30th. Get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, or up to $3,000 off an L3302 compact Kubota tractor now through 6/30/2025. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information. Visit Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, home-owned and operated for over 50 years, and here for all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has the expertise to install residential, commercial, and industrial air conditioning units, including the conversion of evaporative coolers to refrigerated air systems. Cut cooling costs with high-efficiency Carrier units from Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, your authorized Carrier dealer. Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a proud sponsor of the Artesia Bulldogs and our community for over 50 years.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldogs softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. Doc Elder broadcasting live from the Portales softball field where the Lady Rams are down to their last 3 outs in this game 1 of the doubleheader. They'll have the top of the order up. It'll be Banda, Ornelas, and Lujan. Miley Banda has been held hitless here today. Popped up to short, was retired at 3 unassisted her second time, and flew out to the left fielder. Marquez trying to pitch a complete game for Artesia, comes to the plate. That's going to go all the way back to the backstop. Banda, the only left-handed batter for Portales. So Portales has 1 left-handed batter. Artesia has 1 left-handed batter. And there's a fastball that's going to be up and in, and Banda ahead in the count. Marquez, the freshman, looking in. There's a ball that's going to be chopped foul. The umpire went over and tried to make a barehanded catch, but went right on by him. So Banda given the green light on 2-0. Got a pitch that she could turn on, as the expression goes, and whacked it foul down the first base line. Miley bats as far back in the box as you possibly can, and then comes running up on the pitch and takes it high. Yeah, a lot of left-handed batters will do that. They'll come running up on the ball and try and get a running start after slapping it. And she's going to hit one that is going to be foul. And the count is run full. Artesia trying to win game 1 of the doubleheader, guaranteeing themselves a split. Marquez, payoff pitch. And that ball is going to be slapped into left field for a base hit. So the Rams have a number of base hits on the day. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got 7 base hits and a couple of walks and a hit batter, but only 2 runs to show. Ornelas is going to look at a pitch up and in. Angel Ornelas has one of the hits for Portales. Ornelas flew out, singled, and flew out. And she's going to look at a pitch, and that's going to be up and out of the zone. Angel back into the batter's box, bats with a slightly open stance. And there was a pitch, and that just about hit her. So Angel way ahead in the count here. Artesia on top by a score of 8-2. And there's a fastball, and that's going to be in there for a strike. Ornelas was taken all the way. And there's a ball that's going to be chopped down the third baseline. They throw over to second base. They don't get the runner. And that is going to allow Banda to go over to third base. I'm not really sure what an official score would do with that. I think that they would not have gotten Banda anyway. But when they threw over errantly, that guaranteed that Miley was going to advance. I am going to give Ornelas a base hit because I think she might have beaten that out anyway. And Lujan is going to look at a pitch. That's going to be a strike. That was a good breaking pitch. Lujan singled her first time, singled her second time, and grounded out her third time. So she's 2 for 3 on the day. And she is going to smack one down the third baseline. Lujan has impressed me mightily. She's got quick hands. And she is going to hit one down the left field line. I think that's going to be a foul. It is. Yep, Lujan jumped on an inside fastball, turned on it, but turned on it a little bit too much. So Marquez is ahead in the count 0-2, but Lujan definitely having her hacks up there. There's a pitch that's going to be low. Inning started out with Miley Banda getting a base hit. Ornelas hit one in the infield that Artesia chose to try and get a force out at second. Didn't get the out. There's the ball that's going to be fouled out of play. Lujan probably swung at ball 2 there, but she didn't want to be called out on strikes in case the umpire had an expanded version of the strike zone. Yep, the wind is dying down here in Portales. There's a pitch that's going to be low, and they are just going to not even contest Ornelas going down to second base. So 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Artesia up by a score of 8-2. And there's a ball that's going to be hit right at the head coach of the Portales Rams, Coach Dodge, coaching third base, ducks out of the way of that. Reminds me of when Jackie Robinson came up to the major leagues in 1947, and a reporter said, what are you going to do if pitchers throw at your head? And Jackie Robinson said, duck. While I tell you that story from baseball's past, Lujan fouls another pitch off the plate. So the count remains 2 apiece. And she smacks one that is going to go out into the parking lot. And so the count remains 2-2. Marquez, let's see on the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 strikeouts. There's a pitch that's going to miss upstairs, and so the count is run full on Lujan. And there's a ball that's going to be hit foul into the parking lot again. One Lady Ram had been over looking for one foul ball, and then all of a sudden, okay, now you got another one. Lujan, a quality at bat, and she's going to get jammed with a pitch, but she managed to foul it out of play, and so the count remains full. Back in the old days when you used to only have one softball, that took a long time. You had to wait for the softball to be retrieved. There's a check swing, and they are going to say she did not swing. They are going to appeal and see if the batter did swing. So they're going to appeal. They're going to say, let's see. Or are they going to change pitchers here? Is that what they're doing? That appears to be what is actually going on. So Lujan, I mean, she saw like 12 pitches in that at bat. And finally drew a walk. So the bases are loaded for Portales here in the bottom of the 7th inning. No, they're not going to change pitchers. I thought they were. So Mayberry comes up to bat, and Marquez, the freshman, still on the mound. And she's going to look at a pitch out of the zone for ball 1. Mayberry struck out swinging, struck out looking, and singled. So she's 1 for 3. She's the cleanup hitter for Portales. And she is going to swing right through a fastball. So what we're going to do at the end of the game is I'll send her back for 3 minutes of commercials, and then we'll talk a little bit, and then we'll send it back for programming. There's a ground ball that's going to be right over to Coach Dodge. Picks it up, flips it to the third baseman. Mayberry back into the box, count of 1 and 2. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Marquez goes into double-digit strikeout-wise. She's going to bring up Terrazas for Portales. Gloria Terrazas swings through a fastball for strike 1. This is kind of what Marquez did in the last inning when she loaded up the bases and then struck out the side. There was a little check swing. That's going to be a tough play. They are just going to shovel the ball over to first base. That was almost like what you would call a swinging bunt, and it does get 1 run in, moves the other runners 60 feet closer. So now there are 2 outs, and Gomez is going to be the last chance for Portales. And the first baseman drops the ball. The first baseman for Artesia, Gomez, on the very first pitch, popped it up. And the first baseman just dropped the ball. So that allowed 2 runs to score. And instead of the game being over, now that is going to bring up Acosta. And Acosta looks at a pitch up and out of the zone. And Lester Hart, the first baseman for Artesia, just ball hit her glove and bounced out. There is a ball that's going to be fouled out of play, and the count evens up at 1 apiece. Acosta on the day got hit by a pitch, struck out looking. No, struck out swinging and struck out swinging. And she's going to hit a little number. Third baseman picks it up, throws, and that is all she wrote. So for Portales, they do get 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base. So your final score in Game 1 of the doubleheader, the Artesia Lady Bulldogs 8 and the Portales Lady Rams 5. Let's send it back to the station for 3 minutes commercials. We'll come back with some commentary. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldogs softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
I read this week on Substack, it asked the question, how has God led you to rest this week? Whether it's daily or weekly, whether it's physical or spiritual, have you rested? The Hebrew writer in Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 8 says, "For if Joshua had given them rest, God would not have spoken of another day later on. So then, there remains a Sabbath rest for the people. Let us therefore strive to enter that rest, so that no one may fall by the same sort of disobedience." You know, we all know in Genesis 1 and 2, as God created the world, the 7th day came around and God rested. And we see that all through the Old Testament, and we see that with Jesus in his ministry, the importance of rest. You know, if God rested, the Creator, then don't we, those he created in his image? And so again, I ask, how has God led you to rest this week? If you need rest, come visit us at the Hermosa Church of Christ.
Southeast New Mexico College offers a variety of associate degrees and certificates to help you pursue your educational goals. You'll find high-quality, affordable associate programs like business and nursing. Certificate programs like natural gas compression, welding, and industrial maintenance are offered to serve the common needs. Find your direction at SENMC. Navigate new pathways through higher learning at Southeast New Mexico College. Learn more at senmc.edu.
Kane Electrical Supply is your #1 distributor when it comes to the top-of-the-line inventory. Kane Electric carries name brands such as Appleton, Burndy, Fluke, Cooper Lighting, Hoffman, Phillips Lighting, iDeck, Klein Tools, and Square D. Kane Electric has your professionals and will assist you with any information you may have on electrical supplies. Kane Electric delivers on location too. Come by Kane Electric today in Artesia at 1911 North Roselawn.
Home health care is health care in the comfort of your own home when you cannot care for yourself. Home care services can help someone who has chronic health issues, medical setbacks, or health impairments. J&J has the best skilled nurses and therapists for any of your special needs. So why pick a stranger to care for those you love when you can pick your beloved neighbor with over 25 years of experience? J&J Home Care is here for all your home care needs. Call us now at 575-746-2892 or visit us at jjhc.org.
Hey y'all, it's Holly with Nels Floral, here to remind you it's almost time to honor that special woman in your life, the one and only Mom. Mother's Day is May 11th, and Nels Floral will have a variety of beautiful, unique spring flowers to show Mom how much you care. We will also be open an extra day on Saturday, May 10th. Come see us at Nels Floral, 712 West Dallas Avenue, online at nelsfloral.com, or call 575-746-3775. Love you, Mom.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldogs softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from the Portales softball field, where the Artesia Lady Bulldogs just won Game 1 of the doubleheader by a score of 8-5. Marquez, the winning pitcher for Artesia, she struck out 10. Portales Lady Rams only gave up 8 hits. Artesia definitely out-hit Portales. They got 11 hits on the day, and they made the most of a couple of untimely Portales errors. Of course, the last 2 runs from Portales scored on an error, so were unearned runs scored by both teams. So the Lady Bulldogs will take a brief break here and then come back and try to sweep the doubleheader and win the 3 games in a row against the Portales Lady Rams during this season. So what we're going to do is we're going to send it back to the station for some programming, and then about 5 minutes before game time, I will go back on and do a brief pregame as we get ready for Game 2 of the doubleheader. I would like to thank you, the listener. I'd like to thank my board op, Mr. Jeff. So for probably about 20 minutes, this is Doc Elder saying, so long.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
There really is no one quite like you, and no one quite like the ones you love. At Turpinning & Son Mortuary, they take pride in providing families with the best service possible. The phrase, "we make it personal," is not just a tagline. It's the way they conduct themselves every day as they honor the ones you love in their own unique and special way. Located at 611 West Grand in Artesia. Visit artesiafunerals.com to learn more. Turpinning & Son Mortuary, proudly serving our community and your family since 1954.
That concludes this presentation of sports on AM 990 at 93.7 FM KSVP and online at ksvptv.com. Sports on KSVP AM and FM and at ksvptv.com is presented by Abo Empire, Amigo Machinery, Artesia Animal Clinic, Artesia Credit Union, Artesia Ford Sales, Artesia General Hospital, Artesia Historical Museum, Artesia Plumbing and Heating, Big O Tires of Carlsbad, Bob Reed Pest Control, Kane Electric Supply, Carlsbad Ford, City of Artesia Police Department, Central Valley Electric Cooperative, Needs Incorporated, Devon Energy, Eddy County DWI, Edge Safety, Eastern New Mexico University Portales and ENMU Roswell, Faith Baptist Church, Ben's Country Market, Forest Tire of Artesia and Carlsbad, Guy Chevrolet, H&R Block of Artesia, Hermosa Church of Christ, Hawker & Son, Incredible Printing, J&J Home Care, J.S. Ward, KC Light Tower, KFC, La Fonda, Lois Oliver Real Estate, Los Agaves Restaurant, Mac Energy, Maupin and Brown Dentistry, Nels Floral, Pecos Valley Equipment, Pressure Services, Smile Expressions, Spur Energy Production, Tate Branch of Artesia, Turpinning & Son, Trustmark Roofing, Western Bank, and Wilbanks LLC. We now return you to your regular scheduled programming.
Tucked In. Find out why the Crossbreed Super Tuck is the most often imitated but never duplicated holster design in the world. Visit crossbreedholsters.com today.
Sig Sauer, the largest and most comprehensive firearm manufacturer in the world, also feeds your firearms. Sig Sauer manufactures the ultimate self-defense round, delivering exceptional on-target energy, maximum weight retention, and optimal expansion at all effective distances. Sig Sauer Elite Defense ammunition is available in all popular calibers and features V-crown jacketed hollow point projectiles for maximum expansion and weight retention. It's the ultimate defensive ammunition. For more information, visit sigsauer.com today.
The following segment of Armed American Radio's Daily Defense is being brought to you by Patriot Mobile. Visit patriotmobile.com/AAR and use the AAR promo code to get free activation today. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, welcome back to the show indeed.
Sig Sauer Studios fired up for you. Toothache Mark going on this Patriot Mobile Command and Control Center microphone. Patriot Mobile, my conversation with Steven Zeta will be airing in the next half hour. We're going to stay with you. It was a taped interview from the NRA. We're going to knock this gun grabber crap out. Now, this is going to be a huge topic of conversation coming up, likely tomorrow, and again,